According to a recent survey taken in 2011, the average American doesn't expect to retire until they're 65. That means that if you achieve a 4-year degree after high school and move on to work, then you're looking at spending 43 years of your life working. Now, most of us would want to spend those 43 years doing something that we look forward to doing each and every day, or at least I know I do. Which is why I decided to interview my father, Kelly Luthold. My dad works on a family farm along with his brother Colin and his father Larry. Being as it was my dad, it was very easy for me to interview him, and I felt comfortable while doing so. My plan for the future is farming alongside my dad and hopefully to own a farm of my own. My dad works in the production agriculture area, which means that he raises calves at his farm starting from about the age of a year to 2 years, where they are then sold as fat cattle. Some of the responsibilities my dad has on the farm are the caretaking of the livestock, which means he mixes up the rations for the feed and he feeds them. He walks through them every day and makes sure there are no sick cattle. And if there are, he treats them with vaccinations, or sometimes he takes entire pens of cattle and treats them. One thing I like about my dad's job is that he's self-employed, and I like that idea that he doesn't have to answer to anyone, and he goes at his own pace and does what needs to get done. Some influences in his life that he kept repeating over and over in the interview was his grandpa, my great-grandpa, Paul Luthold. He said that Paul helped him he taught him to take pride in his work and to work hard at everything that you do. He also told me that Paul helped him with some farming techniques and how to solve some problems as they came up. Being as my dad is just a farmer, it didn't really take any college education as much as it takes as hands-on experience and learning by watching other people on how to solve different problems. Although my dad says he does wish that he would have taken maybe an animal science class or an animal behavior class in college because he finds that kind of interesting how animals behave and actually have social groups. Some types of communication that he says that he uses a lot is phone calls and texting, but he likes face-to-face communication the most because you can actually get a feel for the person that you're working with. The age group that he says he works mainly with are about 60-year-old and up. And he says this kind of worries him because this shows that there aren't a lot of young farmers out there or people that want to get into farming. And he says this can also cause problems because this older generation really doesn't know how to necessarily text or work a computer that well, which can cause some problems. My dad thinks that the farming industry is most definitely growing though because obviously everyone needs to eat and the world population is growing each and every day. My dad definitely recommends farming because he says after a day of hard work you can look back on the field and you can see that it's planted or it's dissed, or you can see that your feedlot is empty, which means that you've raised a good crop. And he says that's very rewarding to him. I feel that after holding this interview, I now know more about my future and the requirements that it entails. I learned that education is not as important in this job as hands-on experience and problem-solving techniques. I think that I'll focus more on my face-to-face communication skills so that I can better seal the deals if need be. My career choice was not changed by this interview because I like the idea of being my own boss, and I realize that the need for farmers is becoming greater and greater with each passing day.